Hello and welcome back to another video. So today I'll be taking a look at the crops in Stardew Valley and figuring out which one is the most valuable crop for each season. So I'm on the crops wiki and these are all, and there's a list of the crops for all the seasons. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to at least attempt to definitively find which crop is the most valuable. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the, so I'm going to say you have 100 of each of the crop, and then you process that into its most valuable form, and you're also subtracting the price off of the seeds to get the overall value. And with crops that survive through multiple seasons, I'm going to subtract the value of the seeds from the first season it can be planted in. But then in the second season, we're going to assume that you planted it in the first season, so we won't subtract the subtract the seed price, and it will also mean that we can skip the growth stages for it in the second season. And so I'm going to go do this for each and every crop, and then I'm going to get it all noted down and everything, and then I'll be back in not 1 minute from me, but 1 minute for you guys. I don't know how long this is going to take me, but it's probably going to take me a while. So yeah, if you guys could hit that like button to show that I put this effort in for something, that would be really nice of you, and I'll see you guys. Also, something I forgot to mention here is what I'm going to do with stuff like blue jazz here. So the blue jazz can come in 4 different qualities: regular, silver, gold, and iridium. But iridium is only possible with Lux fertilizer, so I'd have to calculate that in, and that makes it too difficult. So we're going to ignore iridium quality for that, and we're going to take the silver quality, because you are mostly going to get regular quality, but taking some of the gold from the gold qualities and then to the silver qualities mean that it's going to roughly work out to be the same if we just take the silver quality. So it's kind of the idea of the overestimation counteracts the underestimation, because you're overestimating the amount of silvers you're going to get compared to the regulars, but you're also underestimating the amount of gold. So it should hopefully work out. It's a little bit hard to explain, but it should work out to the two balancing each other out. Anyway, I'll see you guys in a minute. And there's a couple more things I want to address real quick. Firstly, giant crops. I am not going to factor in giant crops because that adds two levels of randomization into it. Randomization number 1, the fact that they turn up, period. That is very luck based. I have literally had I've literally tried to get giant crops for decoration on my farm, and I've gone an entire season without getting one giant crop in the space that I wanted. So when you have more, it is more likely, and again that sort of factors into scalability. So if you have a massive field with tons and tons of cauliflowers, then you are far more likely to get it. But you can't really factor that into this. The second reason is that when you break open the giant crops with your axe, it's random how many you will get. So that's another random RNG that is nearly impossible to factor in. So it's just going to make it a lot cleaner and easier to not really factor them in. But if you want to be if you want to go okay, so here's the numbers he's got without the giant crops, and there's X amount, there's X% chance that you get a giant crop if you have X amount of cauliflowers all next to each other. then blah blah blah. You can probably math that out, but for this, it's not really worth it. Also, with the coffee beans, what I'm gonna do is I am gonna have to, with stuff like this, I am gonna have to assume that you've bought them from the traveling cart. But you could also consider that once you've grown them, you can just next year you can just replant the regular quality ones, and then basically make the seeds for the next year free. So that is something you will have to consider with the value of the coffee beans. Also, for crops that can be wined, I'm going to go with base quality wine for two reasons. Firstly, you may not be at the point where you have the cellar yet, where you age the wine. Secondly, you may not even think it's worth the time to age the wine. So, wine all the way up to iridium quality, so we're just going to go with base quality wine with artisan. But if you want to put in the extra time, the wines will gain in value. But yeah, I'm just gonna assume that you don't have the cellar, so we're not gonna wine it. We are gonna wine it. We're not going to age it, is what I meant to say. And after a lot of maths, I've got it here. So this is a basically it's like a Discord server that only I'm in. I use to take notes about games. So like you can see here, I got like City Skylines, Colony Survival, Hydronia, Minecraft, blah blah blah. For like information I might want later. And so here we go. In not going from like spring to winter. Most valuable to least valuable, starting in spring, is strawberry. So to plant 100 of them, it will cost you 10,000, and by the end of the season, you will have made 252,000 gold, in revenue or basically value, and then in profit. So that's basically the value minus the cost. Is 242,000 that when you turn it into wine. And again, remember, all of the wine is base quality wine, and you can obviously increase the value of the wine by aging it. But like I said earlier, some people don't even think it's worth the time, and it's just kind of like, okay. And also, you need the fully upgraded house, so yeah, I thought to just wine, base quality wine. Anyway, next up for spring is rhubarb with a cost of 20,000, a seasonal value of 184,800, with giving you a profit of 164,800. Next up is carrots, which have a cost of 0 because you get them from hoeing artifact spots, which means you can't buy them, which means like planting a large amount of them would be more difficult. Selling them gives you a value of 151,200, which is same as profit because it didn't cost anything. That's if you pickle them. Kale will cost you 28,000 gold. And when you sell it, it will sell for 151,200 gold, giving you a profit of 123,200 gold when you pickle them. Garlic will cost you 24,000, with a value of 142,800, giving you a profit of 118,800 when you pickle them. Coffee beans, they'll cost you, if you buy them, it'll cost you 250,000 if you buy them from the traveling merchant. 3,000, and it'll basically cost you 3,000 if you just plant a coffee bean that you had previously harvested from like last year or whatever. And the value of all these would be 108,000, giving you a profit, if you bought them, a profit of negative 142,000, or 105,000 if you replanting, which I'm using for this. I'm using the replanting numbers. So when sold as coffee. So yeah. Next up is the green bean with a cost of 6,000, value of 109,200, profit of 103,200 when you pickle them. Potatoes cost you 20,000 with a value of 117,600, giving you a profit of 97,600 when you pickle them. Cauliflowers cost you 16,000 with a value of 112,000. We're giving you a profit of 96,000 when you pickle them. Parsnips cost 12,000, value of 100,800 with a profit of 88,800 when you pickle them. That's supposed to be unmilled. I think my autocorrected it to unfilled, but unmilled rice will cost you 16,000 with a sale value of 46,200, giving you a profit of 30,200 when you pickle them. Blue jars will cost you 12,000, sale value of 27,200, profit of 15,200. Tulips will cost you 8,000, value of 16,000, profit of 8,000. So, summer crops. Hops will cost you 6,000 with a sale value of 714,000 or 708,000 profit when made into pale ale. I forgot to write it that it's profit. Let me go fix that real quick. Well, hops value. Profit of 708,000. There we go. But the problem with hops is that you can't walk through them. The Junimos can. If you get a Junimo caught at the end of the game, they can go through them and harvest them, but you can't. So that is a limiting factor of the hops, which makes them not so appealing. Starfruit cost 80,000 to plant them. I believe you can buy the seeds at the Oasis. With a value of 630,000, giving you a profit of 550,000 if you're converting them into wine. Blueberries, they'll cost you 8,000 with a value of 257,040. It'll give you a profit of 249,040 when you turn them into wine or jelly. And obviously, if you wine them, you can then age them if you want to, but it really doesn't matter if you're wining it or jellying it because it has the same value, which I'm pretty sure that's the only crop that does that. So I'm going to be back real quick because I've just realised it's dark and you probably can't see me very well. Anyway, so back to the video. So next up is red cabbage. It'll cost you 30,000 with a revenue of 245,700, giving you a profit of 215,700 when juiced. And then juice is just another like product you get from the keg. Melons will cost you 16,000 gold with a value of 210,000. You'll get a profit of 194,000 when you wine them. Coffee beans will cost you 0 with a value of 171,360, profit of 171,360 when sold as coffee if it was planted in the summer. So you plant coffee beans on the first day of summer, and then they'll continue producing into next season, and that's how much you get from that season. Next up is wheat. It'll cost you 6,000 with a value of 168,000, giving you a profit of 162,000 when you process it into beer. So yeah, is pretty cheap. So yeah, but that's the main thing keeping here. And next, I was actually surprised when this one was so low. Summer squash cost 0, value 156,800, profit 165,800 pickled. I would imagine it would have been a bit more better because again, you've got the cost of nothing, so you don't. So that's helping it even. Anyway, hot pepper cost 4,000, value 145,600, giving you a profit of 141,600 when you jelly it. But silver plus wine is more valuable than the jelly. Because jelly hot peppers are better than wine, base wine, but silver and better wine is better than jelly. But again, we were using base wine, not any high quality wine for this. Tomatoes will cost you 5,000 with a value of 119,000, profit of 114,000. Radishes will cost you 16,000, and I forgot to put the value there, but with a value of 128,800, giving you a profit of 112,800 when you pickle them. The taro root will cost you 2,400 with a value of 105,000, giving you a profit of 102,600. So what I did with the taro root and the pineapple is I took the value of the item that you have to give the trader, and subtracted that from the value of the finished product. Corn will cost you 15,000, the value of 84,000, profit of 69,000 when you pickle them. Nice. Poppies will cost you 30,000 with a value of 57,600, meaning you'll have a profit of 27,600. Summer spangle, 15,000 value, 15,000 cost, value of 36,900, profit of 21,900. Sunflowers will cost you 60,000 with a value of 33,000 gold. Will get you a net profit of negative 27,000 gold. But there are a couple of things to say here. You can boost the profits by turning the normal sunflowers into oil, which is profitable, but it is not profitable to turn silver or gold into oil. And you can eliminate the cost by planting the seeds gotten from harvesting them, because you can get 0 to I think it was like 0 to 3 no, it was 0 to 2 sunflower seeds per harvest. So on average you can get like 1 seed, so you can replant that seed and then basically get from that it's, so that does boost the profit of it, but it's just kind of, sunflowers aren't good basically. Pineapples, they cost 80,000 gold with a value of 25,200, giving you a net profit of negative 54,800. Now, the reason why the seeds are so expensive is because the item you trade for is basically a mushroom that you get from foraging on, I believe it's in the volcano, if I remember correctly. It's been a while since I've been to Ginger Island, if I'm honest. And because by that point, you're most likely going to have maxed out your foraging skill, all of them will be iridium quality, which increased the cost of the seeds quite considerably. Now, you could go into the sewers and reset your foraging skills so you don't have that, so you can get a bunch of them at low quality, reducing the cost of the seeds essentially. But you're still like spending a lot of money to do that, and then you're spending even more money to switch it back to the actually good foraging skills. So it kinda just a waste of time and money if you're doing this for 1 season, because you're only going to get 2 harvests out of it, meaning that you're just better off selling those mushrooms than using them for this purpose. Next up is fall, but I prefer to call it autumn because autumn and autumnal sounds better in my opinion. So at the top we have sweet gem berries with a cost of 100,000 gold, with a value of 375,000, with a profit of 275,000 gold. Grapes will cost you 6,000 with a value of 201,600, giving you a profit of 195,600. Oh, also, one of the reasons why I wanted to do if you had 100 seeds is because the blueberries, they have a 2% chance of giving you an extra blueberry, and how statistics work is that the closer to it you get, the closer. So, like, if flipping heads and if you flip a coin and it's like 50-50 chance of landing heads and tails, if you flip it 100 times, you are more likely to get a 50-50 split of heads and tails than if you flipped it 10 times. So this is basically that there's 100 crops, so I can safely say that if you're planting 100 of these crops, then you are probably going to get an extra 2% blueberries. So I added an extra 2% of blueberries onto that. So yeah. Pumpkins, they cost you 20,000. I should have mentioned that earlier, but anyway, they cost you 20,000 and have a value of 201,600, giving you a profit of 181,600 when juiced. I forgot to put that to be wined, and you can't wine just sweet gem berries, so you have to sell them at. So I used the silver quality price. Corn, it'll cost you 0, and with a value of 147,000, you have a profit of 147,000. Pickled, and if you planted them in summer. Artichoke cost 9,000, value of 155,400, profit of 146,400 when pickled. Bok choy cost 30,000, value of 176,400, profit of 146,400 when pickled. Cranberries cost 24,000, value of 157,500, profit. No. I actually forgot to put the profits there, so that might not even be the right place for it. Let's see. There is. So the profit. So 157,000 minus 24,000. 157. It was 157. Yeah, 157,500 minus 24,000. Oh, I forgot it. Minus 24. 1, 2, 3. Yep. Equals a profit of 133,500. Which actually makes it 500, which just barely puts it above broccoli by 500 gold, which is, broccoli cost 0, valuable 133,000 profit when pickled. Beets will cost you 8,000 gold with a value of 140,000. That gives you a profit of 132,000 gold, only 1,000 less than the broccoli. Amaranth will cost you 21,000 gold with a value of 147,000 gold. You get a profit of 126,000 gold when you pickle them. Eggplants will cost you 2,000 gold with a value of 119,000 gold. Will give you a profit of 117,000 gold when pickled. Yams will cost you 12,000 gold with a value of 103,600 gold. Will give you a profit of 91,600 gold. Fairy Rose costs 40,000 gold, value of 79,000 gold, will give you a profit of 39,600 gold. In winter forageable seeds. Now, a couple of things with this. Firstly, to calculate the cost here, I took the value of the tea saplings and divided it in half, basically, per seed, because it's 2 seeds per tea sapling. And the reason why I'm doing the winter forageable seeds and not the other ones is because if you're going to be using these to make the tea saplings, you're going to need a lot of wood and fibre, and doing it on a mass scale all year round is not viable unless you don't care about retaining your sanity from all the wood and fibre farming. And literally, do not hit your head on the keyboard, because my god, if you mess this up, I'm going to be upset. Ow, you kicked me in the rib skill. Ooh. So yeah, so it'll cost you 37,500 with a value of 125,000 gold, giving you a profit of 87,500 gold when made into tea saplings. This is not counting that you bought the wood to make it, because if you buy the wood, then it is not profitable at all. So you will have to gather the wood and fibre yourself, and we'll go out to 5 seeds in a minute. Powdered melon costs 0 valuable, 75,600. It'll give you a profit of 75,600. Easy peasy. Spring, summer, and fall seeds. Asian fruit will cost 115,500 per seed, with a value of 1,848,000. With a profit of 1,732,500. Now, how I got the Asian fruit seed cost is basically I just made. You put 1 Asian fruit in the seed maker, and if you hadn't done that, you can make it into a wine. So you're essentially sacrificing the cost of the wine to get it at least 1 seed. I don't know exactly the odds of getting seeds from the seed maker, but in my experience, it's about 1.5-ish. Generally about there. Seeds per thing you put in, so you're probably going to make a bit more profit, but you could put, if you want to adjust for that, you just take this value here and you divide it by the percentage chance again. The odds are getting a seed per fruit. So if the odds of a seed per fruit is 1.5, you divide it by 1.5, and then they'll get the proper odds. But I doubt it'll make a massive impact on this. Seriously, it is just insanely profitable. And all seasons, cactus fruit, 15,000 gold, cost value of 1,050,000 gold, profit of 1,035,000 gold. When wined, can only be grown indoors in a plant pot continuously, but then it will continuously produce after it's fully grown. So it is quite good for that. And that's in one, but this is in 1 year. This is each year. And fibre, it'll cost you 12,000 gold to plant this all year round. And it has a value of 8,000, meaning you get a profit of negative 4,000. But it can be made into tea saplings for a value of 400,000 gold, or a profit of 388,000 gold profit. So yeah, that is the most profitable. That is every crop ranked for each season. And I even remembered the crops that continue producing into other seasons, and I factored that into the other seasons. And yeah, honestly, I thought the corn and there was probably one other, but I would imagine those crops would have continue producing in multiple seasons, not counting the Asian fruit, because obviously I knew that was going to be the best. I thought they were going to be like up there. I thought they was going to be like, oh yeah, these are like one of the best, if not the best for your value for your money, because of just like their ability to to produce over multiple seasons and only having to buy the seeds once. But none of them were, if I remember correctly, none of them were really like, excuse me, highly ranked. So like strawberries are the highest in spring, and they do continuously produce, but they aren't multi-season. If we go here, got green potato, cauliflower, parsnips, rice, blue jazz, tulip, blueberry, melon, coffee. Coffee like was like ranked down here with at best at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at 6th place. Corn was 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13th place. And then here, corn was 1, 2, 3, 4th place, which isn't too bad, but there's like, and like sweet gemberries are like difficult to get in large quantities. Grapes, not so much, but you can't walk through them like other crops, so that does limit them. But then pumpkins are just like, just the best. Where and then isn't there coffee in here? Where's coffee? Does coffee not grow? I guess coffee doesn't grow in fall. Oh yeah, coffee beans here. So yeah, coffee bean there. Coffee, yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so 6. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So yeah, it was consistently 6th best. Which is disappointing, because it means that even if you add them together, they're not gonna be able to like outperform any other crops really. So yeah, that was a bit surprising in my opinion. And I was also a bit surprised at the pineapple being like negative 54,800. But again, that is just entirely due to the fact that it's required a forageable to trade for it. And again, by that point, they're all going to be iridium quality, so that's a lot of money to be given up on for some seeds. So yeah, maybe my next video might be seeing which flower pot crops are the best. But yeah, anyway, hope you guys all did enjoy this video. Hope to see you guys in the next video, and bye-bye.